morning, students. Today we are going to learn how to write a report on celebrations or events. By the end of the video, you will be able to understand what are celebrations and event reports, how to write reports on celebrations and events, and the important vocabulary used to write reports on celebrations and events. First of all, let us discuss what are reports that can come in school celebrations and events. Children, you can get a report about your annual function, an important day observed in your school, like it can be Water Conservation Day, or you have celebrated Earth Day, and you have to write a report how your school celebrated that special event. It can be report for writing about a special assembly on various important days of the month, a report on annual sports day celebrated in your school, or you may be told to write report on festivals celebrated in the school or a cultural program. Now, what is a cultural program? A cultural program comprises events aimed at highlighting the values and culture of a society or a nation. These events include dance, music, folk songs and folk dance, short skits, fete, etc. A review of such a program must include the following things. The first thing that you should write is the date and venue of the program. Then you need to write about inauguration by the chief guest, entertainment program, other important features, highlights of the program, and chief guest's reaction and reaction of the audience. Now, what is format of such a report? Children, you first need to write down a catchy headline, and remember, it should be written in block letters. The second point is your byline. Byline means who is writing that report. Next is place and date. Next, opening paragraph in which you should answer who, what, when and where. Now, who means who all were present in that function. What means what was the function about. When means when was it observed, and where means the special place that had been chosen for that function. It might be your school playground, the basketball ground, or it can be some special room or hall of your school. Next paragraph should be about how and why. How the day was celebrated and why was it celebrated. What is the importance of celebrating that day? Next, people involved, experts and feedback. Now, sometimes in our school functions and cultural programs, we invite some special guests or people. And then by the end of the program, they give their feedback. So, you need to mention what feedback those guests or your school principal or director ma'am has given. And then you conclude the report. Now, let us discuss one such report. Your school celebrated its 100th anniversary and thus organized a 3-day inter-school cultural festival named Festa di Talenti. Write a report of not more than 300 words on the same using the hints. You can add relevant details. Now remember children, whenever you will get a report, you will get some hints also. Now these are the hints for your report. Date and venue of the program, the inauguration and guests of honor, the main events of the program, the other events of the fest during the 3 days, presentation of awards to the winners, and a vote of thanks by the principal. Now let us discuss how to write it. Festa di Talenti. As you know, I had already mentioned that there was a cultural fest in your school and its name was Festa di Talenti. So you can take that same name as your heading. Now, next is your byline. Byline means who wrote this report. So this report is written by Anita Desai, who is a student of +2 medical. So this report is written for the school magazine. Now, a 3-day inter-school cultural festival, Festa di Talenti, as part of the centenary. Centenary means the 100th anniversary. As a part of the centenary celebrations of Rightways Public School, Noida, got underway on July 31, 2020. Got underway on means to begin to happen. So here we have covered date and venue of the program from the hints. See, we have covered this point. Now the next is, in the next paragraph we are going to cover the inauguration and guests of honor. So now how to write? The festival was inaugurated. Inaugurated means introduced in a formal ceremony by the Director of Education, Ms. Gayatri Rao, with the lighting of a lamp, Professor A.K. Sen, a children's fiction writer, and Amir Khan, a renowned actor. So children here, children's fiction means the imaginary stories written specially for children, and renowned means famous, were the guests of honor. Ms. Gayatri Rao emphasized means laid stress on, the need for students to nurture their talents till they reached perfection. Nurture means train or upbring. So, we have here mentioned about the guests of honor also, the chief guest also, what are they, from which field are they, right? And what were their introductory words to the audience. Like Miss Gayatri Rao said, that children need to nurture these talents in them so then they can reach perfection. So you have to mention a line like this. Professor Sen in his address means speech, advised the students to read as many books as they could, especially the classics. Now children, earlier I have told you what are children's fictions, the imaginary stories specially written for children, and now classics. These are books related to the ancient Greeks and Romans or their culture. So these are two types of books. To understand our ethos, so ethos are values or beliefs. Amir Khan praised the school for nurturing means training, the talents of the children in various fields. So now see, we have mentioned about the introductory speech, or you can say introductory words of our main guests. Now the next point from the hints that we are going to discuss is the main events of the program. Students from around 10 schools participated in the fest. It is an inter-school fest. So obviously many schools are participating, and we have mentioned here there are 10 schools. Fest means a gathering, event or show having a specified focus. The highlight of the Festival of Talents, Festa di Talenti, means Festival of Talents, was that it provided a platform for students from classes 6th to 12th to showcase means to exhibit or to show their skills in various fields like acting, dancing, singing, debating, to creative writing. On day 1, teams of students from 6 schools enacted parables. Now children, what are parables? Short moralistic stories from the Bible. They are called parables. So on day 1, teams of students from 6 schools enacted parables including the second coming of Jesus Christ and the unforgiving servant and his kind master. Unforgiving means the one who is unable to forgive. Now this is actually one of the stories given in the Bibles, and it teaches a moral to the children. It's a moralistic story. So children enacted this story on the stage. Children dressed in bright hues. Hues means colors. So instead of writing in bright colored dresses, we have simply written children dressed in bright hues. Added color to. Added color to means made attractive. The contest and vied for attention with their performance. Vied means to compete. So children in different colored dresses were looking attractive and they wanted to attract the attention of the judges, and they were competing who could attract the judges the most. The other important event of the day was a historical play presented by the children of class 6th, which won a wide round of applause from the audience. Now a wide round of applause means everyone sitting in the audience clapped loudly. Now the next point is the other events of the fest during the 3 days and presentation of awards to the winners. On the second day, the other contests held in different venues. Venue is a place where events of a specific type are held. Now children, obviously in a fest there are different types of contests. So it might be possible that debate and declamation are going on upstairs in some hall, and a drawing competition is going on in some other hall of the school, right? And then there are some other sports events which are going on in the playground of the school. So there are different activities, different contests, and they are going on simultaneously in different places of the school. So now coming back, also had enthusiastic participants. Enthusiastic means excited. While some competed to spell words correctly, you must have heard about the spell bee competitions. Others got busy with painting brushes to give colors to their favorite scenery on canvas. What is a canvas? It's a piece of cloth on which a picture can be painted. The final day saw students showcasing their talent in acting, debating, singing and instrumental music. Showcasing means exhibiting. The chairman of the school presented awards to the winners. Now, here we had talked about other events of the fest and presentation of awards. Now, in the next point, we are going to discuss about a vote of thanks by the principal. The principal of the school thanked all the participants, the guests and the judges for helping them in selecting the best talents in various fields. She announced that from the next year they would make arrangements for the winners to participate in various talent hunt programs on TV channels to provide them a better platform to further their talents. Further means to become more successful or advanced. So, to help children learn more and excel more in their talent, the principal said that next time they would see that the winners could act or they can sing in the TV programs also, so that they can further their talents. The fest ended with the singing of the national anthem. I hope children you have understood that report. Now I will talk about some other lines that can be used. Dash was organized, held, celebrated, arranged, conducted on dash by dash. Now, here you have to write down the name of the function, right? Here you have to write down the date on dash by dash. So you have to write down the name of the school or some event organizer. So the words that can be used are organized, held, celebrated, arranged or conducted. It was inaugurated by the chief guest. Here you have to mention the name of the guest. You can also write experts from the dash field were invited to answer the query of the students. So dash field, suppose in your school you are organizing some competition, or you can say there's a function arranged in your school about water conservation, right? So you will call the people, the environmentalists who can come and talk to children about the same. Yoga experts, educationists, psychologists, principals from various schools were invited to talk to the audience or the students on the topic dash. So here you have to write down the name of the topic. The head boy and the head girl felicitated the teachers and the other dignitaries by presenting them with small bouquets and cards. The school celebrated dash with zeal and spirit befitting the occasion. So again in this dash you have to write down the name of your event. The program was a treat to watch. When you like the program, you say it was a treat for your eyes. The dash was much delighted by the eventful function. So here in the dash you can write about your principal also. You can say that teachers were delighted or the students were delighted, or you can say the chief guest was delighted. Now I hope you have understood how to write a cultural program report. So now your homework for the day is MMD School Nasik recently organized a science symposium on the topic Effect of Pollution on Quality of Life. You are Amit or Amita Razdan, editor of the school magazine. Write a report on the event for your school magazine. And children, these are the points of the outline. You have to consider them and write your report. Remember, if you leave even a single point out of these, you don't include these words in your report, children, you are going to lose marks. You have to add these points, and other points can be added. Other relevant points can be added to your report. So I hope you have understood how to write a report, and you have also understood your homework for the day. Thank you.